Easy is one of the dumbest terms that I hear people use in gaming in general, but in Final Fantasy XIV, this term is the lowest common denominator of absolutely pointless elitism. And it really is pointless, as I'm going to talk about later in this video. I want people who are contributing the damage necessary, providing the utility necessary, and executing mechanics properly to clear a fight. Boom, mic drop. That simple. Now obviously, because this is a social experience, I want someone who also has like a good personality. Probably number one above everything else is it's just like I want to get along with people that I have fun with. Like you can clear all the ultimates, you can clear DSR, you can be 99th percentile parse, but if you're an asshole, I literally don't care. You can be as good at a video game as you want. I'll just log off and play a different video game. I don't give a shit. Let's quickly talk about what jobs other people are saying are easy. And note, this is not my own personal tier list, but I've genuinely heard over the years all of the tanks are easy because they're tanks. All of the healers can be played by a chimpanzee throwing its own shit at the keyboard. If you play physical range, some think you should simply light your character on fire. Summoner is also being lumped in with physical range in spite of multiple cast and melee range abilities now apparently. Red Mage has been, since it's released, heralded as the noob caster. Lastly, Reaper and Samurai are the easiest of the melee DPS that can be played by someone who literally only has two neurons rubbing together and apparently should feel bad. Dragoon barely skims by as barely acceptable as being difficult, but really should honestly have a lower skill speed because apparently 2.5 GCD really means that you are not actually playing a hard class, meaning that the only three that are left are Black Mage, Monk, and Ninja that I very rarely heard be dabbed on for being easy. So basically 16 out of the 19 jobs in 14 I've heard widely be slammed into the dirt for being easy. It's hard out here, man. It's really hard. Let's have a complete mask off moment. Going to be absolutely real here. I guess I was kind of at the start, but let's be super real here. Want to know what I enjoy 14 raiding wise? Why do I raid? Progging content and clearing content and having a good time with friends. And when progging, I want to play what I want to play. That means Scholar or Sage. To anyone new to my channel, Scholar or Sage. What I want to do is learn the fight, experience the actual thrill of prog, which I do enjoy that sweet satisfaction of a first clear. The first few clears feels great, but prog is my favorite part of raiding, and healer prog is brutal. It engages me fully. For myself, I love the Scholar, and it is something that has been in my wheelhouse for a very long time. I swear if you look at the pyramid somewhere that there are in fact hieroglyphs depicting me playing Scholar and ranting about Celine's spell speed and attack speed buffs being absolutely amazing. It's on one of those pyramids somewhere. I just enjoy it very much, and so I invested the time and beat the pavement with the Scholar fight after raid after trial after dungeon after pre-nerf atma grinding fate. Literally years of experience with it. I want to play Scholar, and so I spent the time and I got good at it. I'm gonna be real with you here. I'd rather see you play exactly what you want to play than anything else. Get inspired, enjoy it. Like me from personal experience, if I want to play it, I will spend the time and improve. That doesn't make me a special snowflake. That's normal. That's vanilla ice cream. That is what it is. I could not care less if you literally played Spongebob Quadrahedron Pants, Hamburger Flipper the job whacking things with a spatula and referencing Spongebob quotes, or a job that had a core mechanic of farting. I say that in earnest because I don't need to worry about smelling that. Just to reiterate, what I said is what I meant. I want teammates to get the job done. I don't care if that's my static. I don't care if that's duty finder. I don't care if that's party finder groups for extremes. I want people who are contributing the damage necessary, the utility necessary, and executing mechanics properly to clear a fight while having a good personality that I enjoy. But for some reason, especially lately, there has been a tidal wave of people talking about how easy some jobs are or how hard others are, which are putting some on a very strange pedestal. I don't know, it's weird to me, bro. So at this point of this talk, I really want to go back to one of my starting points, which was that this is really a pointless thing to talk about easy jobs or worry so much about it. And the number one reason or number one concern about this is gonna be, can you provide the DPS? Obviously Feint matters, obviously Addle matters, but the number one concern is the DPS there. Amongst the melee DPS, we can see that the difference between the highest and the lowest melee DPS is roughly 300 DPS. Compared to the total 8.5k DPS of Samurai, who is the top dog, that 300 DPS difference is going to be around 3.5% total output difference. Talk about a 3.5% difference here. In a practical sense, with 7 other party members, this difference is absolutely negligible if I'm being totally honest. The reasons why you're not clearing the duty are usually not going to be related to the job pick. First of all, your group isn't using food or potions. Second of all, your group isn't timing the potions correctly. Third of all, maybe your group isn't executing their rotation properly. Maybe your group is undergeared or not melded. Even if your melds aren't ideal though, like real talk here, if you meld at least something other than piety, you're fine. And yes, even tenacity adds damage. Or maybe another point is your group's dying too often. Maybe someone in your group is taking damage down debuffs too often, and that is actually very, very important. Some of those damage down debuffs, especially this tier, are just so bad. What I'm really getting at there is things are just so balanced that even between the bleeding edge top melee DPS and the lowest melee, it's 3.5%, which only impacts one single party member out of 8. And more likely to be the wild variance between that is not going to be the job pick, it's going to be the comfort level the person has with that job. There's a reason why on FF logs you see this wide like spread between the minimum, the maximum, and the quartiles. Again, we cycle right back to that earlier point that I'm talking about. They're not using food or potions or rotation properly, damage downs, all of that can contribute to that wide amount of variance, which every job has a huge variance, which I think in and of itself speaks to quote-unquote easy. Deadass serious. I think that in and of itself is a very valid metric, but it's very unlikely that this 3.5% difference between picking Samurai versus Reaper is going to be exactly why your group can't clear. Tie it off, there is some concern in DSR about a job because there are so many phase transitions, but that is a super incredibly ridiculously fringe scenario, and I don't want people to think I'm ignoring it. I'm aware of it, I know it, I've experienced it myself, but that is the fringe scenario. That is very much a very rare situation. DSR is not the norm. So to conclude that, really, does easy, the definition of easy, impact job performance? No, at least certainly not enough to meaningfully sway me or anyone else in the know that actually knows what they're talking about. Not clickbait weirdos that spout BS tier lists and down to people playing what they personally deem as easy jobs. Like a theoretical easiest group from the nonsense that I've heard would be Warrior, Paladin, Sage, White Mage, Machinist, Samurai, Summoner, Reaper. Reality is this exact composition has clears in every fight of this game. In fact, there are very many good perks about playing this particular exact composition that I could start listing, but this video would turn into an hour-long diatribe. But again, this cycles back to what I said at the start of the video, which really rings true throughout this video, and I cannot emphasize it enough. I care about people who can get the content done, and if that means that you play something that you personally perceive to be easy, then for the love of all that is holy, why not? Why not? If the perception of easy is something that you do resonate with and click with and can achieve content completion on, then real talk, just about every player would prefer you in the raid be on that job. Another way to put it is bro. Let me put it really honest. Bro, who do you think that you're impressing when you're playing Black Mage or Monk, not doing that well, not executing mechanics, tanking the floor? Bro, are you serious? Let's back it up for a second. I don't want people to get me wrong thinking I think all people should just throw their hands to the wind and play whatever people consider the easiest jobs in Final Fantasy are to play. I genuinely believe everyone should play whatever they want to play, irrespective of what others may think. Such as if you want to play a red mage, why not? It brings solid damage and utility. If you want to play samurai, why not? If you want to play Reaper, why not? If you want to play a machinist, why not? I really think this entire posturing about easy versus hard, skilled versus unskilled is frankly preposterous, if I'm super honest. The last thing we need is everyone and their grandmother feeling that they need to pick Monk or Black Mage. Good heavens. Where would we get any tanks or healers, considering many in the community consider those roles completely trivial? Yet usually they're the ones that never played it. To those people, I want to ask, hey, how's that P3S clear going? I think we might get Echo in a few weeks, and that might really help you out. Who are telling me healing during progs with no gear is easy. Bro, you can't even clear P3S with 600. Which this brings me to the concluding point that I really want to make here, is you should genuinely play what you want to play. If you want to play something, you're more likely to invest the time and care and attention to really get good at it and be able to play with it at any level of play. All jobs have cleared ultimates numerous times at this point, including the brand new one. Yes, even Machinist. There's factually no job, not even Machinist, who I'd argue has the roughest spot of all right now. There's factually no job in 14 that is actively a detriment to the team. Everything is so close to one another that if you play something that is so-called easy, you can do well with it. Time to get myself cancelled on Twitter, but it's like Samurai's rotation is respectfully probably the easiest of all melee DPS in the game. I said it. I don't think many people that actually have played the melee DPS would disagree, yet they are the #1 top dog DPS of all the jobs in game. So call me crazy if you want, but why are we so worried about easy versus hard in that instance? I can't help but think anyone concerned, or that concerned about this, hasn't been blessed down there, because this is stupid. I want you to show up to raid on time, bring consumables, know your rotation, have watched a YouTube video, and get stuff done while not being an asshole. That's all I want. Like, if I have a ranged DPS and they go machinist or bard or dancer, I don't give a shit. Same deal with any other role. They're all really plug and play with some minor variation at this point. You know that's true. I know that's true. Everyone knows that's true, other than these people who are, I don't even know, not even taking it seriously enough, because I don't think anyone taking it serious would say something so stupid. But what is not plug and play is if you decide you need to come back on Monk or Black Mage and wipe the group incessantly because you aren't comfortable and didn't spend your time doing your homework to get comfortable because you don't play it outside of raid because you don't enjoy it. That would be a problem. And so when I say play what you want to play and to hell with anyone else that says it, I mean it. We're about to have a peace and love moment here, but usually those same people that I do see saying anything about this kind of stuff about being easy are usually some of the most incel-like, angry, unhappy pieces of trash I've had the displeasure of unfortunately getting to know, even at the most surface level. So really, why give them the time of day? You don't, because you are amazing and you deserve better, so absolutely screw them. Being said, I genuinely do hope that you all have an absolutely beautiful day and take care of yourselves, and make sure to tell someone that you know that you love that they're great. So spread some love and some positivity, my friends. Anyhow, Cole signing out. Play what you want to play, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.